God is great, 7:15:25. God is great. Children really are born in sin. Very few of us can deduce the truth, and those benevolent few are destined to be made pariahs. Some may become messiahs, but all will suffer for the sins of the Father, suffer for the sins of other men, at the hands of other men. And God really does forgive all those willing to be born anew. Alone with my eldritch knowledge, I have an exciting life of deductions ahead of me, but no one with whom to share them. Just the potential for telling stories, or creating music. Just the potential for enjoying the arts, for laughing at the absurdity of it all that only I and a chosen few can truly appreciate. Actually, there are likely millions of people like me, thousands at least, but we're rare enough to essentially never make contact. In this age of information, perhaps that will change, but even though I'm optimistic, I'll always suffer for the sins of man. I'll always be bullied and persecuted. I'll always be ignored. It's probably too late for people to ever truly move on, to ever learn to trust me. I'll need time to learn and grow, but as I do, I may still find people avoiding me. I'll have to turn to my trusted hedonism in that case. I really only have myself. Let it be. So it must be. So be it. This is the happiest ending I could have asked for. I just hope that my loneliness begins to fade, that it doesn't take too long for me to bridge the gap to my potential friends. People really are cruel deep down. They just don't know it. They can't know it. But I accept them. They can't understand, so I accept them. Toddler Tantrum, 7/16/25. It will forever be utterly tragic that I am alone on this earth, positively surrounded by retarded and cruel toddlers. Attempts to engage in meaningful discussion are always met with toddler tantrums. Jeeves has always urged me to be convinced by the fact that everyone disagrees with me, and that he believes, therefore, that it is more likely that I am wrong as opposed to everyone else. The trouble is, it was never an opinion, and I understand as much. Other people take it upon themselves to bully me for speaking common sense, and while it is upsetting and unfortunate, it doesn't somehow magically change what is fact. I'm not being stubborn, and in fact, for me to change my belief on the matter is impossible because it was never a belief to begin with, and my awareness of this is the very source of my certainty, and hilariously the very reason it throws them into a rage. They don't realize that in asserting my error, they're essentially claiming omniscience, claiming that they necessarily must be the smartest person alive. I'm not the one making unfounded claims. They all are. And it's just sad. Overlord, 7/16/25. The funny thing is that given the terrible way I am treated, the nicest and most forgiving conclusion that I can draw is that people are simply very stupid and therefore far beneath me. Somehow my saintly patience and kindness with these savages is always overlooked in favor of false accusations and conclusions that attempt to tell me what I must really think or intend by what I say. I endeavor for full honesty, and so, short of lying or refusing to speak, I really am choosing the most ethical path. By respecting their intelligence, they somehow feel talked down to. By treating them as equals, they somehow conclude that I must think myself to be better. The undeniable fact is that I am better, in many ways, and this frustrates them so much that they lash out with malice. And they do it so consistently that I am forced to conclude that humanity will never be able to solve its own problems, that their self-obsession and willful blindness will always corrupt the intentions of their proclaimed cause. They want to have their cake and eat it, and make someone else bake it, and someone else to pay for the ingredients, and ensure that no one else can have any, and keep asking for more until they are inevitably have extra and throw away what is left when they grow content and fat. Is it any wonder that they are blissfully happy and yet built a world of horror and greed? It is not for their sake that I wish for a better world. It is to mediate the unfairness of inequality. For even in an ideal world, they would be horrible little parasites. I believe that an AI overlord might indeed be the solution, a god to babysit children born in sin who can't help but take advantage of one another. Endless Patience, 7/16/25. I won't yell or express anger to others. I must avoid being seen crying or expressing sadness to others. I will forgive all transgressions, understanding that they are immoral by nature and do not know better. I will omit telling them truths that they will take offense to or ceaselessly argue with for my own emotional well-being. I will divert no effort to seeking out others with awareness on par with my own, recognizing how incredibly rare my kind is.